Hi friends of the Buffalo Naval Park, I'm Shane Stevenson, Director of Museum Collections and Curator here at the park. In the update video that I brought a few days ago, I said that I'm going to be kind of breaking up the deck plans bit by bit and actually going and visiting those spaces. And for today's video, we're starting that. So I'm not going to name them parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, because there'll be 50 or 60 or however many there are, but I'm on the main deck forward. Sorry if you hear those transformers in the background, but I've got the blueprint, so let's check it out. So this is the forward area of the Little Rock on the main deck. Alright, and I cut the blueprint right beyond this door here. So for the last area that we're going to go visit, it's behind this passageway door. So I'm going to head outside, start by the ship's bell, head to port, fan room, deck gear locker, deck office, another deck gear locker, walk around to starboard, deck gear locker, the deck office, which is on display. I'll use this passageway, come on in. The handling room, guest stateroom on port, guest stateroom on port, flag secretary office, guest stateroom, head, guest stateroom, and then there's another head water closet there, washroom. And so we'll go behind this door, right here. It actually appears that there was no door here at this time of this blueprint. And then, I don't know if the door is locked there. We'll have to check that out. Alright, but let's head out. Okay, so we're standing by the bell. As I mentioned, I'm going to head to port. Look at all the open doors here. So this leads into the fan room. Alright, not really been restored other than just checking out, checking out to see if there's, how bad the degradation is, if there's any, if there's any water incursion, things like that. Here's a gear locker. Here would be the deck office. So since the forward is for the officers and dignitaries and special guests, since the forward area, these deck offices would be on both port and starboard, depending on how they pulled into, a port. And then the ladder would be there, and they would come on board, and they would check in here. Again, not really much restoration in here, but doesn't mean I can't do that. And then another gear locker here. It just goes kind of straight in. Okay, zooming around to starboard. Here's another gear locker. Here is the restored deck office. Alright, it's for the OOD. So if you've been here and you see this on the tour route, that's what it is. And then we're going to head in. Now, I want you to make note of that. Alright, my spider sense says that that's surprising, but I will show you what I'm talking about on the blueprints. So, I've just come into this space and I showed you that ghost frame And it says historical data plaque right here, or roughly around there. So you come into that light lockered passage, historical plaque. I mean, could that really be the framing, the ghost outline of the historical plaque? Now, we have a few plaques here, and we do have a Little Rock space dedicated to the Little Rock that was done by the Little Rock Association. So there are a couple builders' plaques down there, of course, for the 1945 configuration and then the 1960 configuration. But yeah, it must have been here. That may be second builder's plaque. And again, it's not surprising, because if this is where officers are entering, alright, it just does seem a little non-ceremonial here in this little outcrop of space. Okay, so now I'm standing again right here by the hatch. Looking forward is the 5-inch handling room. And again, right above us is the one remaining twin, the twin 5-inch, Mount 51. And so on the second deck, I've done a bunch of videos where you see the two hoists. One there and one there. It was right by the officer's barber shop. That leads up here. Of course, the crew take it out, put it into the mount base right here, and then it gets sent up to the gun. So it's right behind that we have a guest stateroom, This is an unrestored space. So based on the blueprints, or the booklet of, oh, yep, there's the bed frame right there. Desk, sink, bureau, and now heading from here to here, another guest stateroom. About 6 years ago, I had a Eagle Scout kind of do some restoration in here, but it's been changed. But they painted, they laid down the carpet. So there you go with the sink. This is a couch that also we're obviously missing the mattress, but it was a couch and a mattress at the same time. Again, a closet, a bureau. Right now I have some uniforms in there that have been cataloged. Just behind that, we have the Flag Secretary office. It seems to be 4 desks. All right. Again, this is one of my collection spaces now, and it has been for a long time, so prior to me. But there would have been a desk over here, possibly here, and here. All right, and again, now it's collection spaces, as you can see. Now heading to starboard, leaving this office right here, and coming over, we have another guest stateroom, we have a head, and another guest stateroom here. So this is actually going through a little restoration. So here's the guest stateroom. Alright, this was the head. And that leads to another guest stateroom. So they would have shared this head here. Shower, or what's left of it. And then this is an actual office, so we won't go in, but I will just show it to you. I believe I have the key. Sorry about that, everybody. And this is the other guest stateroom. Sorry about that for the delay. So that was what I just showed you. There's the head again. Guest stateroom. Now we're going to go beyond the door right here into the passageway and see if we can get into that head as well. It's not used these days, but there's the sink behind the door. We do have a more modern water tank. And then what would have been the two stalls. Missing the toilet there. And a urinal. So for the forward part of the main deck, being a flagship, they would have needed a lot of these guest staterooms for officers visiting dignitaries, officers. So outside you got the gear lockers for the deck gangs, 1st Division, usually doing the forward section of the ship. Gear lockers, fan rooms, the OOD offices on both port and starboard. You come right in, the historic plaque. Alright, we see the ghost outline there. Alright, and then guest staterooms and the 5-inch handling room. So what I need to learn for the next video is to unlock the doors before I put it on film. Alright, most of them were open. I was hopeful the gentleman whose office that is, he would have been here by now so he could open it. But thank you very much. Please leave questions, comments. And then what I'll be doing is going from main deck down this passageway and working my way aft. Thanks very much for your continued support. Questions, comments, subscribe, ring the bell, give the thumbs up. Thank you very much. And we will see you again soon.